Right. No, no. Come forward. All of you come forward. Now let us see. We are trying to understand how to create, how to include the lightning component within the lightning. If you want any application, any lightning application to be included in the Visualforce page, if you want any lightning application to be included in the Visualforce page, that lightning application should extend lightning out app. It has to extend lightning out app. So LTNG, lightning out app. If you want to include any lightning application to be, if you want to include any lightning application in any one of the external application, as I told you already, external application means it can be a Visualforce, it can be a PHP, it can be a SAP, it can be A, B, C. Irrespective of which technology it is, if it has a scripting, we can include that scripting, we can include the lightning component or application within the scripting. Now, if you want that application to be included in the external application, then we need to go for extends lightning out app. Now, if you remember, at the time of creating a lightning components or lightning application, look at this. Lightning application. What we have? Lightning out dependency. If you enable this, submit. If you enable this and submit, what we have? Extends lightning app. At the time of creating a lightning application, there is a checkbox. If you enable the checkbox, it will create a dependency app. So any application which you want to be included in the outside the lightning, then it has to implement, then it has to extend lightning out app. Generally, we give access equal to global so that it can be accessed outside also. That's what I am giving here, lightning. Next, why I am giving an access equal to global? Now, this application can be included within the same namespace, outside the namespace. I told you, I want this application to be included in SAP. Now, SAP is not within this. I want this application to be included in another namespace. I have namespace XYZ. I want to include this application another namespace. Okay. గంట తర్వాత వచ్చినావు భోజనాలు కూడా పెట్టుకోండి రైట్ అంకుల్ బ్యాచ్ మళ్ళీ రైట్ నౌ లుక్ ఎట్ దిస్ what we agree, access equal to global. When you say access equal to global, it can be accessed outside the namespace. It should be accessed outside the namespace. So Jura application access equal to global extends. Why did I give global? I want this application to be accessed within the same namespace, outside the namespace. So I have given access equal to global. Then we need to create a dependency component. When you call this application, within this application, I want to call a component. I want to create a component. Now, which component? Which component? Then we need to give dependency component. Which component is dependent? Which component is going to be generated from the third party? Third party people want to generate a component in this application. We have an application. In this application, third party want to create a component. So there is a dependency. So the resource which you want to create in the application should be defined as Jura dependency resource. That means I have an application boss. Now, in this application, there is no component. I have component 1, component 2. If you want to create this component, I have some attributes, attribute A, attribute B. If I want to create this attribute X, attribute Y. Now, I am not calling this component. I am telling to the application, boss, from the external system, this is my external system. From external system, I am going to generate a component here. I am going to generate a component. Which component? We have to tell to the application which component I am going to work with. So I told this application has a dependency. Of ABC. Now this ABC component I am going to invoke from external system. In that application, that ABC component I am going to create. So when I want to create this ABC, we have to give the attributes, properties and everything. So in this application, which component we are going to use? Which component? I am not creating the component now. Generally in the application, what we do? C colon component name. This is created. I don't want to create it now. I will decide which to create. I am not creating. I may create this. I may use this. I am not calling it. If you call, output will come. I am not calling it. I want to call this component with some data. Which data? Now you may say A equal to 1, B equal to 2. Right? Our external system may give A equal to X, B equal to Y. Now what is that properties? That I am not going to decide based on the functionality. External system will decide what is the value of A, what is the value of B. If I am calling C colon component name A equal to 1, B equal to 2, I have to give the attributes. But I am saying I am not giving the properties right now. The properties will be decided by the system which is calling. Okay, but I have to tell to the application. I have to tell to the application which component may be utilized by the external system. What is the component that external system may call in this application? I have to tell to the application. I am not calling the component in the application, but I am telling to the application, boss, this is the component which the external system may try to define. How do you define it? How do you tell to the application, this is the component which we are going to use it? That we are going to give like a dependency, URA dependency. I hope you got it. Are we invoking the component in the application? We are not invoking. We are telling to the application, this is the component on which my external system is going to define the properties. This is the component which my external system is going to invoke. And how we are giving was URA dependency. URA dependency, resource equal to name of the resource. Now when I say component, it is not necessary that it is a custom component. It is not necessary that it should be a custom component. Now the external system can call any one of the standard component or any one of the custom component. Now URA dependency resource equal to UI colon button. This is what? Standard component. Lightning colon input. It is what? Standard component. C colon my component. It is what? Custom component. Myla colon my component. It is what? Custom component, where Myla is the namespace. So tell me, what are the things we need to define? Tell me, what are the things we need to define? First, URA application extends Lightning out app. Lightning out app. Then global equal to access equal to global. Then I need to define dependency. It can be one or multiple. It's up to your choice. Because I'm showing an example, I'll take only one. You go with the multiple also. Now, how you define URA dependency? URA dependency resource equal to URA dependency resource equal to name of the component. What is the name of the component? Standard component. Okay, there is a UI colon, Lightning colon, or it's up to your choice. Now it's a custom component, C colon or namespace colon. I hope you're good with this. Clear? Okay. Till here we are done. Then how you define it, boss? Dependency. First we are done. Now this is ready for external access. Now in the visual force we are supposed to define. In the visual force we are supposed to include this. If we want to include this in the visual force, we need to understand 2 points here. First point is apex include lighting. Apex include lighting. What is the purpose of this apex include lighting? This is going to tell you, boss, whatever the JavaScript files are there in Lightning. In the Lightning there are some JavaScript files, right? What is that? Create a component, create save record, edit the record. That functionalities are there. Whatever the JavaScript functionalities are used in the Lightning, get all those functionalities in the Visual Force. Because if you define with a JavaScript, Lightning will not understand. In the Lightning, how do you create? Function name, colon, function, response, component, comma, event, comma, helper. This regular JavaScript will not understand. If you write a regular JavaScript function, it will not recognize because there is no predefined JavaScript which says function, component, event, helper. This function, component, event, helper is defined where? In the Lightning. Now, what I am trying to do from Visual Force, I am trying to create a Lightning component. From Visual Force, I am going to pass a data to the Lightning component. So, how do you pass? Using a scripting. Now, which scripting? Not regular JavaScript. Whatever the JavaScript used in the Lightning, same file should be available here. Are you getting my point? Did you get my point? If I write a regular JavaScript that cannot be applied for a Lightning, whatever the Lightning JavaScript files are there, Lightning CSS files are there, all those should be included in the Visual Force page. How does it include? By using apex include Lightning. The moment I use this command, the Lightning JavaScript files, Lightning JavaScript library files are included in the Visual Force page. Then only we get use, create component, function. All these are understandable to the Visual Force. This is the code what I wrote. I hope you are good with this. People are good with this. Am I clear? Okay. Then next, I was supposed to define here dollar lightning dot lightning dot use param1 param2. Now app1, everyone listen amma. This is what I create. What is the name of the application? App1. What is the name of the application? App1. Now what should I do? Lightning dot use param1 param2. What is param1? Name of the Lightning application. Name of the Lightning application. So what was that? C colon. In the Lightning dot use, parameter 1 is name of the Lightning application. Parameter 1 is name of the Lightning application. Parameter 1, name of the Lightning application. It is the name of the Lightning application. Param 1, name of the Lightning application. Param 2, callback action. Always your callback action is whatever the callback action you want to define, that we have to define within a function. So how we are invoking? Lightning dot use parameter 1, parameter 2. Parameter 1 is the name of the application. Parameter 2 is the callback action. I hope you're good. Okay. The next we have what is the next one we have? Lightning dot create component. Okay, before I go back, let me finish the theoretical part. So what was that? Lightning dot use parameter 1, parameter 2. What is parameter 1? Name of the lightning application which is referred in the VF page. This application should extend lightning out app. Only when lightning out app is extended I can use it. Access should be what? Now parameter 2. Parameter 2 function. This is what? This will define a callback action. Callback action. I hope you are good with this. What is the next one we have? Lightning dot create component. That's what I told. Lightning dot create component. Lightning dot create component. Let me give you. Here, what I give. This is what I give. So what I'm going to give? Param1. Name of the parameter. This will refer to name of the component which is defined name of the component which is defined as dependency resource. What is the dependency resource I gave? UI. So parameter 1 is UI colon. Parameter 1 is name of the component which you are defined as URI dependency. Param 2. What is param 2? Parameters. When you call a component, component, what are the parameters of UI button? Label. I want to give some properties there. Let's say URI ID. These are what? Properties of the component. So the properties, you want to call this component with these properties. So parameters. In the form of map. Attributes of the above component is defined in the form of map. That is a key value pair. Attributes of the above component is defined in the form of map. That is key value pair. So we give like this we are defined. Pardon me? Yeah, what is that? Say it loudly, boss. What is the query? param 3. What is param 3? Param 3 is idea of the element where this component, you created a component, this component should be displayed where in the visual force. So whatever the component we created, this component should be displayed in the VF page. In which location of the VF page we want to display this? Now param 3, this will specify the ID where new component should be. This will specify the ID of the VF page element where new lightning component should be displayed. This will specify the ID of the VF page element where new lightning component should be displayed. Now I want to display in the VF. I want the new component to be displayed here. What I will give? Param 3 equal to ID. Because in the JavaScript we refer the elements by using ID only. So refer the element where you want to display with respect to ID. Then we had next one. Param 4 callback. Now new component is created. Whatever the new component is created, on the new component you want to perform any operation. Whatever the new component is created, on the new component you want to perform any operation, you want to set the data, you want to read the data, that we give it a callback action. This is the second. So how many parameters we have? Parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3, parameter 4. So let us look at the theoretical part. Lightning dot create component, parameter 1, 2, 3, 4. One is name of the component which is defined as a resource in the URA dependency. Parameter 2, if you want to pass or assign any values to the attribute of the component, we will use it. Key value pair. If no values are there, if there are no values also, we have to give empty bracket. Parameter 3, ID of the element in the VF page where lightning dependency component should be rendered. Parameter 4, callback action. So this is so how many functions we have total? Lightning dot use application comma function. Within the function I have to define a component. Now we have defined here, right? So what was that? In the function you are supposed to define. So overall it is going to be like this. This is how you are supposed to create. I hope you are good with this. Now, let us do this. Let us do this. Now, first, what is the first element we need to do? I just copy paste it. I hope you people followed it. Out1 is the name of the application. Now, what is the first line? Include script. This Should add that. We want it to be displayed in this thing. Script. What is the name of the application? Name of the application, function. Lightning dot create component, UI button. What are the properties? Label equal to Rasmi. Where you want to print ID. What is the ID I gave? Lightning. Then I don't want to perform any callback action. Just I have given this. It's UI. So go back. So what we received here, button we press. When I click on this button, what is the action that we want to perform? We can define it again. Okay. So what happened in the VF page? Lightning component button was created here. In the VF page, lightning component button was created here. I hope everyone is good with this. Shall we try one example? Right? Okay. So create a component. Standard component only we will try. Use standard component, lightning input text. Lightning input. Take the standard component only, take lightning input. Everyone create an application, create a lightning application which has a dependency of resource. Okay, otherwise I'll do one thing. Just 1 minute pause. So let us do in this way. First, create a component. Create a component out component 1. This will print a message. Create a component with the following output. Create a lightning out dependency app. Create a VF page. Create a VF page and access the component. So complete this example, everyone. Lightning dependency. Then you're supposed to create URA dependency. URA dependency. C colon C colon out component 1. Then go to the VF page. What is the first line we need to include? Include lightning. Use C dot OTAP. We have function. Create component. Any parameters you have? No parameters. Third one. This is what I created. So here I need to give ID. Right, boss? Am I right? Lightning dot create component, no parameters, and ID is one function. Have a preview. This is line 1, line 2, line 3. So you can apply your CSS and all the stuff to get this proper structure. What I'm doing here. This is how I created a component and we are adding it. I hope you are good with this. Now, you want the styles to be applied on this? Go to component and apply. You want some styles to be applied here? Go to component and apply. I hope you are good with this format. Okay. Now let us expand this component with a couple of new functionalities. I hope everyone has followed this. Now, I'm going to this component, giving some attributes. First I'll do this. So we have a component with attributes. We have a component with attributes. So can I apply all these in a separate style here instead of putting them in a single line? Now, here we are supposed to pass attributes. In the previous case, there are no attributes, so we have left it empty. But in this component, but in this case, we are supposed to pass attributes. Now we are giving we are passing some attributes. Have we preview? What happened here? This is what we got here. Name Sadish Mela, age 30. So what I'm doing, I'm passing the components along with the creating a component along with these attributes. I am passing these attributes. I hope you're good with this. I hope you're good with this, right? Creating a component with attributes. Let me apply some more properties here. Whatever the attributes we are passing here, what are the values we are passing, they are set to these attributes. Okay, boss. So I'm giving here we are applying some its own CSS here. Not applied here. So that these are two. Font weight. Or else BF CSS are dominating that. Okay, do one thing. Something wrong. What was the mistake here? Background yellow, BG color. Let us see. Some property is missing. Just trying to apply some CSS on this. Basically, we lost it because the parent component CSS are not defined. Increase the width and height, right, boss? Now, now apply the CSS on the second component. Increase the size. Increase the size. So this is how we applied it. Now let us go to the next one. I want to include some client-side control also. Now we created a component. We created a component which is passing a parameter and which has a CSS. Now let us create a component which is calling a server-side controller. And the server-side controller, whatever we are passing, the data should be fetched and displayed. Now, yesterday we have done a concept. Yesterday we have done a concept. What is that? Let us take a tab set. Let us use a tab set. Let us use a tab set. Tab set will not be taking any data from controller. Let us take a data table. We'll take a data table. We'll write a query. We get the data. The data will be displayed in the VF page with respect to this. So we have a component which will make a call to the server side, which will fetch the data, which will display the data in the form of data table, and that component will be called in the Visualforce page. Right, boss? Now yesterday's concept combined with today's concept. Let us take this component now. First Apex class. Out app. We have Jira enabled. Static void. If you want, you can also pass parameter. The parameter will be passed from there. The parameter will be passed from there. Okay. Okay. First, let me do this. You can extend the example. This is what I have created. Then I'm creating a component. You are handler name equal to value equal to this. Your handler then a controller I'm giving. I hope you are following my point. So to now we created from VF page, we are calling a component with attributes we call. Now we are calling a component which has calling a server side controller. Then it is going to use a data table and display the data. So when you call that, it is going to make a call to server side, get the data and display it in the VF page. First, what you are supposed to create that label you remember yesterday's class. Action equal to yesterday we got a mistake here. Get data I gave state equal to success. Then we are giving component dot set b dot what is the element I gave? This is what we have done. Then the component what we are doing, boss. data equal to so when I invoke this, it is calling the server side controller, getting the data, and I'm trying to display this. The same component I want to use. Lightning was that out app. Now can I give both the things here? Force field to save invalid descriptor format writing out app for the LDS. Why this? Can I give extends? Now why I have intention of using this? Why I have intention of using this? Structures. Otherwise the structure will not be gained properly. So global URI dependency resource go to the VF page. Let me give the ID also. So this is how we got the data. I hope you are good with this. Now the point is, while after creating the component, I want to pass the value of an industry. Based on that industry value, it has to run. The moment the component is created, I want to set the value of an industry. Based on the value of an industry, the action should be performed. Then what I want to do? I want to have an extension. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Invoking what? Invoking a component from the Lightning, which has a controller. Now what I want to do is, function component is there, right? Here I am giving component dot set v dot value equal to Okay, let me do it this. First I'll give energy. Then I'll use some JavaScript actions and call that my value. Then we're calling this, call me action dot set. You know what I'm going to do? Go to Apex class here. Where index t equal. What was that? When you're calling, once you create a component, pass my value. What is that my value? My value. Then what is happening? Go to the JavaScript, it is reading the value of my value and passing this as a parameter in the Apex class for that. In the Apex class, based on the parameter what I passed, I am writing a where query where index t equal to energy. Did you get my point? Once a component is created, do you want to perform any action? If you want to perform any action, define that in the function. It's only one record. Are you getting my point here? This is blank. Then how come you are getting this? It's a blank, right? Maybe the blank value is passed. Fine. So did you get the theme here? Did you get the theme here? Right. So, okay, boss. This is invoking lightning components within the Visualforce. You can still apply the events. When the lightning component is created, you want to call an event. You want to fire an event. When lightning component is created, you want to fire an event. When you fire an event, other components which are handling this event, other components which are subscribing this event, they want to handle it. That firing an event, everything we can define. Firing an event, everything we can define within this. Everything we can define within this function. I hope you are good with this. I hope you are good with this. Everyone has got the theme, right? So you apply whatever the logic you want and get it. So what is the advantage of going for this? You have a Visualforce, but still the look and feel will be Lightning. Page is Visualforce only, but what we are getting? Look and feel of Lightning we are getting. That is the advantage of going for this. Okay, right? So let me go for vertical components, applying a vertical menu in the Lightning. Anybody has any queries on this?
Satish, if you want to pass dynamically values into that thing, how can we pass?
That's what script. That is a script, right?
Yeah.
Read the value. Now this is loading directly. You don't want to load it directly. As I wrote directly, it is firing automatically. you write it like this, if you write it like this, when the script will run? When the script will run? When event occurs. Now, when you're calling a function, you read the values. Whichever the values you want to read, you pass it within the script. Read the values of Visual Force elements, pass it as a parameters. Okay. Right, boss.
No, in place of energy, how can you pass dynamically?
Whatever I explained right now is the same row. What I told, when you click on the button, you're calling a show function. Suppose you have a value here. See, certain levels you have to practice, you have to try from your end. If everything I'm trying and typing it, what will you do, boss? Whatever the value of my ID is that. Now what you are giving, instead of energy, you'll be giving industry. Whatever the value you are entering. Now if you want to implement, again I have to set the path and everything. Okay. By now you should be knowing this, how to read the values using a JavaScript, all this stuff. Okay. Instead of this, pass the value. Even if you don't want to use the functionality also, why I'm giving? Because I want to take the value from the input, then I want to call the functionality. That is the reason I gave a function. Otherwise, I might have given straight away. Did you get my point here? Right, boss? I didn't write a complete program. You need to set the IDs and everything. Set IDs and everything. Get it done. I give a resemblance of the program. Okay? Remove this. Okay, boss. Now let us go to vertical elements. I hope everyone has followed this concept. Everyone is good with this, right? Followed? Okay. Let us go to the next one. Vertical elements. What is this vertical elements? So last set is complete is vertical elements. Vertical. Look at the format. Now how we are getting here? Sidebar I want to create. I can go with the vertical navigation. Vertical navigation. Now what we do? What is the component? Vertical navigation. Vertical navigation section. Label. Label. And we have a name. Using the name we can call them. Vertical navigation section. Vertical navigation. Vertical navigation section item. Any difficulty in understanding this? Any difficulty in understanding this? Any difficulty in understanding this? Now let me give you this, because by now you know what is that. Okay, navigation section, parent, child, vertical navigation section. Now I'm calling this application. So you can give a padding in between. This is what we are getting. Vertical navigation. Vertical navigation. You can apply CSS for every element and give the spaces here. Right, boss? Then again, somebody want to show this with icons. They don't want with reference to list. They want to go with icons. The second one is, look at the point. When I'm going with this, I want some section to be selected automatically. I want some element to be selected automatically. Then what we give here? Selected item equal to reset. Now we have seen tab set and other things also. Based on what we are giving, we already seen with respect to tree grid, okay, trees, and we have seen with respect to tab set. On what basis we are selecting? Name equal to some. Based on the name only, we are going to select the element. Here also we gave names. Label recent, name equal to recent, label created by me, name created, private reports, private. So selected item equal to recent. So let me go with this. So these are straight away functionality was. Hope everyone is this how we got it. Let me apply now. This is what we got. So you create your options. You classify it as per your requirement, you apply it. Right? Right, boss? Are you getting my point? So this is a vertical navigation. When you click on this, what do you want to perform? On select, on select, on click, on select, on click. We'll write the JavaScript. Then whatever you want to define, you can define it. Okay. Now on select, here I want to display some element. What I can do? Create a component. On select, create a component. On select, create a component. Okay. We'll try to see how we can. Based on this, I want to display some data here. When I select this, based on this, I want to display some data here. Right. How to create a component? We'll see that in the coming sessions. Maybe try from your end. If you're not getting, I'll help you out on that. Now, somebody want to display item. Okay. this navigation, vertical navigation section with icons. Now what we can do, vertical navigation section, icon, label, icon name. Label is this, icon name. Previously what we are getting here, only label you are giving. Now along with the label, if you want to go with along with the label you want to go with any icon. So what we have, vertical navigation section, item section, okay, navigation section, item, icon, where we have label, icon. Previously we had a label and name. Now one extra thing is added. What is it called? Icon. We are getting some icons here. Okay. Now icons with badges. Now on the right hand side, we want to give a number, selected, not selected, some status we want to give. Then what I can do? Label, name, badge. Badge. Now this is what is section. When you click on this, this is a component what we are looking at actually. When I click on this, we are getting the data. But where I want the data, I don't want the data to be on new page. I want the data to be at a particular location. So what I should do, I have to define target. I will define target. When I define a target, it will tell me where it should be printed. When I define a target, it will tell me href. When I click on this, this is the location. But I have to define target. That means where it should be open. I don't want to open a new tab. I want this thing to be open a same page, left hand side. Now this is what is saying here. When I click on this, we are getting this component. Now where is this? This is the target where I want to display. That spacings, okay, compact spacings, shaded backgrounds. If you have more number of elements, overflow sections. Now we are getting the data. We have some map, some data is there in the loop. Whatever the data we are getting, from that we are displaying this data. Whatever the data we are getting from a program, it is in some list or a map. From that map we are printing this data. So basically, by looking at these sections, we can understand what exactly is happening. Can you try out this? The code is simple. By looking at this, can you refer to these sections? Can you refer or not? Yes or no? Right. Right. So we can try this. Fine. Next session we'll try to continue. So I'll give you